something else I volunteered for. Um, it was to go help deliver food to people's homes that weren't able to, like people in wheelchairs and stuff, or people that were like handicapped, they couldn't leave their house and couldn't make it out to the. We went to it was like a Methodist church, is what it was, and I remember it was me, Jason, about maybe about 7 other people, and this one guy I forgot his name, but he was the guy we carpooled in his vehicle, and we drove. We didn't even know where this church was, but we found it, and we drove around back, and there was like a line of people that were in line to get food. It was like a food bank for people that couldn't afford food and stuff. And we walked in there and we followed the person that was leading the whole thing. And we went in there and there was this big room, and there was this food everywhere. And she said, okay, well, grab a cart, and you grab a Walmart cart, and grab the paper, and that's the family that you're grabbing the food for. And on the paper, if it was a different color, you get different things. If it was a green paper, then you go to the baskets and the boxes that had the green flag with it. If you got a red paper, you went to the boxes with the red flags in it. And it was it was like a maze going through there, and you'd grab whatever it said on the tag, and you grab either one, it'd say number 2 or 3, and that's how many items you grabbed from that basket or cart or that box. And so that's what I did. Finally got through there. Next thing you know, I had a cart full of food in huge brown paper bags. And then the lady says, okay, here's the address to the family you're going to go to. I said, okay, and I looked at the address. It said some address of somewhere I'd never even been to. And I didn't even know the area that well either. But hey, I wasn't the one driving, so I don't even know how we found those places, come to think of it. I'm not sure if we had paper directions, or I know we didn't have GPS, and I know maybe we had like Google Maps. I think we may have had that. I think we even had to just go by phone. We had to call the people that we were going to ask them for the directions, something like that. But I had a cart, and the 2 guys I was with, they each had a cart, so we had 3 carts, and we had to fill it all into this guy's car. And he had a small car. I forget what it's called. It's not a Geo Metro, but it's something around that size. And we loaded it all up into his car, and then we said, okay, which one we're gonna go to first? And we went to the closest one first, which was down the street or something. And this guy, he kept his car real hot, and I mean, it was only October. It wasn't even hot outside. It was like 80 degrees, 78 degrees on average. It wasn't even cold outside or anything. So, but he had the heater on in his car, and it was so hot. I'm telling you, it was like 100 degrees in his car. He had that thing on full blast and on high heat, the highest you can have it. And he had it flowing through all vents. And I was sitting in the back seat, just sweating. And I mean, I was sweating. The next thing you know, I don't know if it was on the seat or on the floor, but I felt something wet, like a puddle of water. So I touched it. I was like, what? Something. I was thinking maybe something busted from the back, one of the brown bags, because there was like cases of water too, like bottles of water in the bags and stuff. So I thought, oh man, well, I hope I didn't bust one of those plastic bottles, and now that we got water all over the car or something, because I think maybe we even had like a gallon of water that was in the bags too. So I didn't know if I was supposed to tell him, but I told him. I was like, oh man. So I said, hey there, I forgot his name. I said, hey, it's kind of wet back here. I don't know if like a couple like some water spilt or maybe something from the bags, and but it's like a puddle of water on the floor back here. And he goes, "Oh, don't mind that's just some leak in the car." And I was thinking, "What? That's some leak right there." I'm telling you, it must have came from like the heater, like the radiator or something like that, radiator fluid. I don't know what, but it was hot in there. And then I didn't say anything. It's not my car. I should have mentioned it's a little hot in here, but I didn't feel like it. And we drove to the people's. It was like an apartment complex. So then we drove around the apartment complex, and it was nighttime by now. So it was nighttime. It would have been different if we had gone and do this in the daytime. But the thing is that the food donation bank was open at like 5:30 p.m. Not any time earlier. If it had been open at 3 p.m., we probably would have gone and done it at 3 p.m. That way we could have gone and delivered the food in daylight. It would have been a lot easier. But that was what was going on. That was the circumstances. So we drove around the apartment complex and found the apartment. And I said the lady says, oh, on the note, or before we left the food bank, the lady says, oh well, you have to deliver the door through the back door of that apartment complex, which was like a glass sliding door. I said okay, and then she said, oh, and also knock on the back door, the sliding door. Okay, and then we went, and I knocked on the door and stuff, and then there was like a ramp that went up to the thing, and it was somebody that was in a wheelchair and stuff. And yeah, we gave them the food and all that, and they said thanks and no problem, it was cool. And that was about it. And that was the first house, and we still had two houses to go. And yeah, that's what we did for the whole evening until about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I think we finally wrapped that up, finished, and called it a day. That was about it. It was fun.